Good morning, everyone. So I think it's time to start. And welcome to our CIVIT workshop devoted to presenting the project Collaboratec. And today we have Dr. Pauli Kuosmanen, the Director of Research and Innovation Services at Tampere University, who is going to welcome you and to say some words about research and innovation at the university and welcome you to the workshop.
Good morning and welcome to the seminar. So can I have my slides there? I have a few slides. I'm always very happy to come to talk in this kind of events where the university and industry are meeting together, because this is really what we are for here. And I have great messages for you, so that even though there have been some doubts about the new Tampere University after the merger, that will it support industry? It will. It has been continuing that support, and we try to strengthen that support. And this is just from the last year's statistics, just one example from the last year's statistics of all the universities where I have taken the direct industry funding. So on the left-hand side, there's the national funding. So there, when you see the which is marked, that's Tampere University, and there you see that we have the highest bar. All the universities, they're the second, and from the international, we are clearly leading. So we have been, and we continue being the #1 collaborator with industry. And this is one of my main tasks in the future, to keep that ongoing. And this seminar is one great example of that kind of collaboration. It's not very easy, so when we take a good professor like Atanas in the left-hand side, and then there are business people there in the right-hand side, talking to different languages, and they are supposed to do something together. What is the solution? Well, that is one way to try to put some lawyer there in between, and that doesn't work. We need something else. And we are spending a lot of time, and we have been spending a lot of time in trying to develop ways of working, how these two worlds can really meet each other. And this is the best model of innovation that I have found. I can't go through now. It's called the chain-linked model of innovations for the companies here. So if you want to hear more of that, so please invite me. I can go and come to talk to you and go it through. But it has really many messages how the innovation in the company can take place together with universities. And the main message here is that it's really about collaboration, communication, going deep into understanding. We in the university, we need to understand your business much deeper than you normally do, that you normally allow us to understand. You must open your let's say, business secrets to the university, and you can do it because we can keep them. And we must be not only interested in the technology part that we so often are interested in, but also on the business part, to really understand what the company aims at and where it's going. And this in this model, very important is that there's this green box which is existing knowledge. And then the red one is new research. New research is needed. We are doing it. We are funding it. The government is funding it. We find also external funding for it. But it's not needed every time in the company context, because we have a lot of results already in our pockets, and that should be utilized first. And then if there is not such let's say, information or knowledge which is needed, then we need new research. Quite often professors are always giving, let's have a new research project, but this is not the right way to solve the problem. But research is needed. And more we need infrastructure. CIVIT is a great example of an infrastructure which is open also for the industry. And this has been a pain point and is still how to fund research infrastructures in the universities. And this also requires a lot of collaboration with industry. And a number of companies have also opened their infrastructure for researchers, and that's great. Now about the topic of today, so this is really timely for the university. This is taken from our web pages. from the strategy slide there, which tells about what are our new, let's say, strategic focus areas. And there in the bottom, there is revolution of light and images. And also the second one, gamification and augmented reality. They are among the 4 what our leadership has elected to be prime examples of where we are focusing on. And absolutely, now you are talking about these themes today. So they are very important in our university. They are also important, for example, in the context that we have just joined the application areas there, moving mobile machines and then the creative sector. So just to inform you that we are now a member of this EIT, Culture and Creativity new structure which is starting, which is going to emphasize a lot of innovation and entrepreneurship. And also in the mobile moving machines, working machines, we have the huge 6 initiative already worth of millions and millions, where key companies are working together with us to really reboot the industry. So these topics of today, they are extremely important for the university, and I can really guarantee that in the future we are going to invest heavily on their research and on their stuff. But we want to do it together with you, with the industry. And then a few words of information, what is happening there in the broader context. So right now, the government of Finland is handling the new legislative act on financing of RDI. It will go through there definitely. So now just the fine details are still missing, and lobbying is still ongoing there. But the main thing there is that in the law there will be decision that Finland will increase the public R&D funding, which is currently now a little bit less than 1%, to 1.33% by 2030. That means a lot of increase for the public funding. But it's conditional because it requires that the companies are increasing in the same rate. So this requires companies, but if companies are increasing, then also the public funding will be increased. And then totally we will reach this 4% of GDP for the R&DI, which is the goal. And where it will be given, nobody knows yet, but there are a couple of predictions. This is, sorry, in Finnish, but this is a slide which has tried to identify where are the needs of the funding. And the biggest research gap is there in the research, which is the industry-led research based on strong basic research. There is a biggest gap, so this shows that there's nothing in the space where veturis are going there a little bit in that area, but not covering totally. And I truly believe that we will get nice funding there. So I'm very optimistic that the government will provide us much better conditions for the future to work together. So by these words, I'm happy to open the seminar and wish you very productive and informative day.
Thank you, Pauli, and thank you also for the great help we are getting from research and innovation services. So your colleagues are great in helping our endeavors. I have also a short presentation about CIVIT, overviewing CIVIT. Maybe most of you have seen these slides. However, we have new people here, so I will go quickly through what is CIVIT all about and what are our current endeavors. So CIVIT is a research infrastructure facility at Tampere University. And when we say infrastructure, it means that we try to combine modern equipment, expensive, emerging equipment, with related data sets. Like we annotate them, we share them for research along with the equipment and devices, and along with the expertise related with the focus of the facility. for both research communities, academic research communities, and innovative companies. And we organize them in different areas, different premises, thematically and also topologically somehow. You are going to see this in the afternoon when we run our demos there. When we organize our activities, we think of three groups of users. They are quite natural, academic researchers within the university and Finland, along Finland, then students, talented students, and then, of course, companies. Very brief overview of what we have, like most of state-of-the-art cameras, sensors, a full-size motion capture studio, immersive displays ranging from light field, holographic prototypes, or some prototypes designed in-house, different camera platforms for collecting footage at different indoor and outdoor conditions, depth sensors, lidars, some bigger systems like omnidirectional treadmill or the volumetric studio you are going to see today. This volumetric studio is a part of the new facilities, so we are going to speak more about it today and try to demonstrate use cases. So one of the focuses of today's workshop is around the possibilities such a studio offers. We also assembled what we call Plenoptics Lab for emerging light field and holographic display development. Also some near-eye optical and psychophysical testing equipment there. And we also are part of a national infrastructure network called MAGIX, where we connect different facilities with low latency, wide bandwidth network gear, so that people can collaborate also when they are physically distanced. Examples of projects supported by CIVIT, Collaboratec, we are going to present it in more details today. Remote Fill is a Business Finland funded project with the great cooperation with FIMA, the Forum for Industrial Machines, Intelligent Machines, that we want to put the operator away from the work machine, providing him or her with tools for experiencing and exploring the environment and making him aware about what is going on around the machine. Miru is another project in the same direction, which will be presented and also demoed today. And we are also working with ITER or Fusion for Energy to provide vision for the remote manipulators which go inside the plasma reactors. So again, the operator is going to be remote. He wouldn't survive inside the reactor, but the machine and the cameras would do. And there are quite interesting challenges related with vision in such safety critical environments. Machine understanding of mother-infant interaction. This is another interesting project where we work with psychologists to codify and to make interactions between mother and infant understandable. So we use visual technologies and machine learning modeling to understand these interactions, also based on what psychologists say about this. MAGIX, I already mentioned, this is the National Infrastructure for Human Virtualization and Remote Presence, which proved quite timely during the times of pandemic, involving Aalto University, our university, UniArts Helsinki, and funded by Academy of Finland. We are actively participating in doctoral education on European level, and this is example of this efforts. So we are coordinating a European joint doctorate on plenoptic imaging. When we say plenoptic, Plan optics means all optics or the science about the light field. And we involve several European universities and research institutions in this endeavor to train next generation of research leaders. Immersive was another example of Marie Curie training network going to end like this month, end of November. Again, we were studying immersive visual technologies for safety critical applications. Modeling visualization of perceivable light fields. Here you can see photos of what we have in these new PlanOptics labs. So this is actually a near-eye display, but disassembled, because we want also to measure the accommodative response of the human eye with some gears. So we can see how, characterize objectively the human response when we try to solve the rivalry which usually occurs in such displays. Our latest endeavor is to turn CIVIT to a cluster organization for imaging Tampere. This is the greatest industrial ecosystem, one of the leading in the world. What we try to do is to get some funding from Business Finland and to develop further the infrastructure to support this innovative cluster with test and experimentation services. So this is still to come. We hope that our bid will be successful and we'll be able to also develop yet another strong and productive collaboration with companies in Tampere region. This is our team. Again, most of you have met and have been in collaboration with some of our project managers. During last year, we have also new colleagues. So Jussi Rantala is the CIVIT staff scientist who will be speaking very soon about the Collaboratec project. Nora Suni is our new CIVIT coordinator. We have new engineers also funded by Collaboratec. Dev engineer will be speaking also today. So we are happy to be interacting with you. Thank you. And I don't know if I take questions at this time, but we are ready to take questions. There will be more technical presentations where you are actually encouraged to ask questions. And of course, you can meet me during the coffee breaks and then later on during the demo session. So if you have anything, please contact me. Thank you. And now the floor is to Jussi to present Collaboratec.
Thank you, and welcome also on my behalf. My name is Jussi Rantala. I'm a staff scientist here in CIVIT and also the project manager of this project Collaboratec that I will briefly introduce now. So the full title of our project is Collaboration Model for Using Immersive Visual Technologies in Work Machine and Creative Digital Industries. This is an ongoing project at our university. It started in June 2021 and continues until the end of April next year. And this has received funding from the European Regional Development Fund. So if we briefly introduce the goal of the project and simplify the setting a bit. So we have CIVIT, which has new equipment and state-of-the-art research results. And on the other hand, we have the industry that has interest in emerging technologies and development needs. So the question for us is to how to better increase and facilitate this interaction between the academia and industry. So as Atanas mentioned, there have been projects between CIVIT and the industry, but it's not always straightforward to turn the academic results into a form that they are ready for commercial use. So what we aim to do here is to start building a bridge between the academia and industry. So we aim to offer a way to do quick experimentation with the CIVIT equipment and research results for the industry needs. So the aim is to create a collaboration model between research and industry, and here CIVIT offers equipment, datasets and expertise which can be used for companies' development needs. And we target 2 industries in the Pirkanmaa region. Firstly, work machines, where the general aim is to look at how visual technology could be used for improving operation in safety-critical environments and also in remote operation settings. And secondly, we look at the creative digital industries, specifically looking at ways to reinvent the way artistic performances are captured and presented. And we have 2 work packages in the project. The first one focuses on developing software and hardware tools based on existing research results. And we want to also create hardware installation setups based on this. And the outcome here is firstly profiling the features and limitations of the CIVIT technologies. Secondly, we can do proof of concept experiments to demonstrate the possibilities of these technologies. And third, carry out flexible data collection using the software and hardware. And then more about the specific activities. We have proof of concept experiments. These are for the general project, so they can be beneficial for several companies, whereas pilots and consulting are tailored for the needs of a single company. And for these pilots and consulting, it's possible to get so-called de minimis aid, which is public funding granted to companies. And the outcomes here are proof of concept experiments that can be showcased in public events, such as the one today. And the pilots then would provide a solution for a company-specific problem. And to give a few quick examples of what these proof of concepts can be, later today we will have a separate presentation on capturing human performances. So in that one we will explain how a violinist's performance was captured with the volumetric studio in the CIVIT spaces. And a second example that we are currently preparing focuses on digital solutions for the fashion industry. The question here is how visual technologies could be used for digitizing and demonstrating jewelry and clothes. So here again, the volumetric capture studio is a possible piece of technology, and also 3D scanners that we can use for scanning smaller objects, such as bracelets. More about the software and hardware side, we can do data collection with new types of sensors and measurement setups at CIVIT using the tools and software. For example, we can collect data with the volumetric capture studio using multi-camera and sensor data. And the outcome here is publicly available datasets. Briefly on the second work package, here the focus is on developing the company collaboration. So we want to increase the interaction with the industry, for example, by organizing the events, such as the one today, where we can share information on the project and the latest results, and also aim to innovate how to better utilize these technologies in collaboration with the companies. And we also issue newsletters about the technologies, results of the experiments in the project and the future events. And the outcome here would be increased communication and collaboration between industry and CIVIT. And finally, we aim to develop a collaboration model by doing profiling of the technical features of the equipment, distributing these results to the target companies, and also identifying their R&D needs of companies. And the outcome would be increased awareness of how to use these immersive technologies, a roadmap of the steps required to really build a collaboration model, and then finally, the result would be an improved collaboration model between the university and the industry. And this is an overview of the same thing. Perhaps the main point here is that we have these green activities that are targeted for all companies involved in the project. So these are general results that can be showcased in events like this. But we also do have pilots and consulting that are specific to a single company. And these would not need to be shared publicly. So it's a more closed collaboration within this project. And then briefly about the goals of the workshop today. So we aim to share information on this project and also about the technologies in CIVIT through the speakers here today and also the technology demos in the afternoon. And the aim is to increase collaboration, so we would like to get a better understanding of what the company's development needs are, also discuss potential uses for the technologies in CIVIT in R&D contexts, and also come up with good ideas for future proof of concept experiments and pilots within this project. Then very briefly, the team, as Professor Gotchev already introduced this, so he is the supervisor of the project, I am the project manager, Nora Suni is the project coordinator, and then we have great engineers, Jani and Haider, the hardware engineers, and Dev, the software engineer, who will give presentations later today. And please do come and talk with us during the event. We are happy to interact with you and better understand how we could collaborate within this project. And finally, here are some links to the project website. That's all from me. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the event.
Thank you, Jussi.